Joining me now is former White House Chief of Staff and Bondi Partners consultant Mick Mulvaney. Mick, great to see you. Annalise, with a great piece of work there. The migrant issue, is that playing as one of the major election issues at this point, or is it a bit of a slow burn?
Yeah, by the way, that's a really, really nice piece that Annalise just did. In fact, I watch the news here every single day. That's one of the best pieces I've seen that sort of bring this issue home. The answer to your question is it's both. It's a slow burn and a rapid wildfire at the same time, just because of the number of people that we're dealing with. Break that down. And one of the things that Annalise mentioned, it's a school district that had almost 50% more children in a week. That's just
Wow.
bizarre. And no school system can handle that. So politically, this is driving a lot of the national debate. It's driving a lot of not only the presidential election, which you and I talk about every single week on this program, but down ballot senators, members of the House of Representatives, even governors. This topic is driving debate at just about every level in this country because of the sheer numbers.
Yeah, look, that's true. But I was in Texas for the midterms, and I was on the border. I was in a place called McAllen, which is one of the biggest border crossing points. And this was a massive issue in the midterms, and it didn't seem to hurt Biden all that much then. And in fact, some, from memory, Democrats along that border actually got a boost in their vote.
Yes and no. Keep in mind, Biden wasn't really on the ballot at the midterm, so this
Yeah, of
becomes more of
course.
an issue in the general election in 2024. But what you just saw, and for folks who are not familiar with American geography, Denver is a long way from the border. It's in the middle of the country. I don't know. It would be from Uluru to Adelaide, probably, in terms of Australian geography. So you were at the border. Yes, the border has been dealing with this forever. It's a constant issue down there, day after day, going back 20, 30 years. For Denver, this is a new issue. For
Uh-huh.
Chicago, for Minneapolis, for New York City, for Boston, that's where this is different this time, like it hasn't been in the past.
Yeah, that is a really good point, Mick. And so, yeah, the border towns, it's beyond that now. So the governor who's been bussing these migrants right out, I mean, other states must be livid, particularly Democrat states, but it's proving his point, right?
It is, and you can't blame the border states. Really, there's a lot of finger pointing
Yeah.
from the northern cities to the border states, but the border states' attitudes: look, this is a national problem. Why aren't we bearing it nationally? Why are the cities and states that are located close to the Mexican border responsible for taking care of all these people? You've declared sanctuary cities. Annalise's story mentioned that Denver has declared itself to be a
Mm.
sanctuary city. It's sort of a virtue signaling thing to do back when it didn't cost anything. But Texas took the attitude, okay, Denver, Colorado, you want to be a sanctuary city? Here's some people you can give sanctuary to. So it has really driven it down much deeper into the debate here, keeping
Yeah.
in mind in this country, most of the northern large cities, most large northern states, but most large northern cities, Democrat controlled. So it's becoming sort of an issue
Yeah.
in a place that it hasn't been an issue for a long time.
I think it's absolutely fascinating because sometimes it is easier to be a bleeding heart when you are thousands of kilometres away from the core of the problem and not dealing with the brunt of it each and every single day. So, look, as you say, a great piece by Annalise, something that we will keep an eye on here. Of course, immigration is really controversial in our country as well and how you deal with it. But before I let you go, Mick, I wanted to ask you about some pretty bizarre comments that Joe Biden's made about cisgender people.
Last week on this program, you and I are having a bizarre conversation talking about Donald Trump selling Bibles. Now we're having a bizarre conversation about what Joe Biden did on Friday, Good Friday, in the Christian calendar, when he announced that today, it's still Easter Sunday here, would be National LGBT and Transgender Visibility Day, Easter Sunday. So it's causing a tremendous amount of consternation and wailing and gnashing of teeth politically, as you can think. So just when you think we couldn't politicize religion any more than we did with Donald Trump selling Bibles, Joe Biden did this on Easter Sunday.
Do you think that was on purpose that he did it on Easter Sunday?
So here's the situation with that is that apparently, if you dig down deeply into it, March 31st has been this day for a couple of years. So it's a coincidence that it happens on Sunday,
Right.
on Easter Sunday, because March is Easter so early this year. But when Biden put the statement out Friday, he didn't say that. And at the same time, in a separate announcement, the Biden White House announced that on Monday here, it's not a national holiday for us, but it's sort of a holiday. And they're having the annual Easter egg roll on the back lawn of the White House. They have about 30,000 people, a lot of children looking for Easter eggs, and they banned Christian art as part of their regular art contests. So it's sort of, from a Roman Catholic president, it's been a very, very strange couple of days dealing with the sort of the confluence of religion and politics in this country.
Yeah, well, enjoy the rest of your Easter Sunday then. I'll let you work that one out. Mick Mulvaney, always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks. Happy Easter.